Hello everyone, welcome back to Becoming Brittany J. I am Brittany J. For those of you who are new here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. And for those of you who are coming back, welcome back. I know my scenery looks a little different, my background is a little different, but I actually am about to go into the grocery store right quick. I wanted to make this video really quick because God placed this message on my heart yesterday. So let me tell y'all, when God places something on my heart and it doesn't go away and it keeps bothering me constantly, I know I got to speak on it because it's meant to help somebody. I don't know who, but it's meant to help somebody. Now let me tell y'all, analogies are like my thing now. When I can think of something that's relatable to like real life based off of like, you know, the message that God gives to me, I love analogies because I love how you can compare two things and they're completely opposite, but they relate in so many ways, you know. And when I get an analogy and it's like an analogy that's like, it's that deal, I'm like, okay, I gotta talk about this. But I wanted to talk about maintenance, maintaining the things that you need to maintain in your life. The analogy pretty much is, and this popped up into my mind, I was like in the shower, you know, talking out loud to God and stuff like that. You know, that's like a lot of people don't realize, but they meditate while they're in the shower, especially like if you're quiet and you're not like saying nothing, you're thinking about a lot of different stuff. But instead of me like just thinking in my mind, sometimes I speak out loud and I just be in there talking. But it's so therapeutic, it is. And you don't know like the stuff that you can help yourself like through when you talk out loud, especially like in the shower. So I'm in the shower and this just came over me. Basically, you need to like do maintenance. What are the things in your life that you need to be maintaining more properly right now? The analogy that came up was pretty much like, okay, this is the story behind it. So y'all know I'm in my car. So my car, I love my car so very much. I've had my car for like 7 years now, and my car is paid off. Like, this is the first thing in my life that I ever like paid off in full, and it's like my baby. Like, it's my pride and my joy, and I take care of it with everything in me. Like, if you see my car, a lot of people wouldn't believe that I got my car 7 years ago, but I take care of it very, very well. I always give it the maintenance that it needs. You know, like, I've spent tens and thousands, probably 20,000, like over $20,000. Like, I don't invested so much money into this car because it's a car. Like, if it needs an oil change, you have to pay for it. If your car gets vandalized, you have to pay for it. Well, the co-pay fee or whatever, that's what I was paying. My car definitely got vandalized like 2 or 3 times when I was living in Atlanta, but that's a whole nother story. But you know, you properly maintain your car whenever it needs to get like maintenance. You know, I'm not just gonna let my car, the starter goes out and then my car can't start and I'm just without a car. No, like, whenever something happens, I immediately get my car fixed. I don't wait, I don't waste any time. I get my car fixed because I know that I need my car. You know, I know I have to get from point A to point B and I need my car. So whatever it is that I need to do to properly maintain it and, you know, make sure the upkeep is right, I'm going to do it. And I was thinking, something popped in my mind, like, dang, that's exactly what we should do in our lives as well. Like, whenever we need to maintain something or keep something up, why don't we do the same thing for ourselves that we do for like the material things around us, you know? And it just made me think, whether it's, you know, mentally, physically, like, we don't really properly maintain us internally, us physically, you know, us emotionally. Like, we don't really maintain ourselves properly, and that goes into like the self-care, the maintenance of yourself. A lot of times we put those things on the back burner because we think other things are more important than properly maintaining ourselves. And you see how you are when you don't maintain yourself. You fall into depression, you fall into anxiety, you fall into all of these things that don't align with you really like being properly maintained so you can be functioning and running properly, you know, just like the same with the car. But we speed quickly to put money into just material things when we should be doing that with ourselves, because at the end of the day, we can't operate these material things if we're not where we need to be, if we're not functioning properly. So I wanted to talk about that because it's such a great analogy. You know, like, let's put so much energy, money, time, effort into ourselves the same way we do into the material things that we are purchasing out in this world. Because at the end of the day, if we're not mentally where we need to be, if we're not physically where we want to be, you know, if we're not spiritually where we want to be, then we're broken down. You know, we're not running properly. We're lagging. We're not really where we need to be. So it's very, very important to make sure you are upkeeping like who you are. Like same like with the car. If your car is making a noise, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna take it to the dealership to see what's going on with it. If your car brakes are squeaking, you're going to take it to the dealership so you can get it fixed. And it's the same thing. If you are not feeling good about yourself and something in your life is not going right, then maybe you need to go see a therapist or you need to go see a coach to understand and diagnose the way that you are feeling so you can know what you need to do to get yourself out of it, so you can be properly maintained and you can still function normal and properly as you should, you know, as the person that you are. But as long as we keep depriving ourselves of the things that we need, we just gonna keep getting broke down, you know. We're not fixing ourselves, so we're not running properly. Your car, which is you, your body, you're not functioning properly. The same thing like with you physically. Like a lot of people are not pleased with the way that they look when it comes to physical just attributes. And you know, physical is not everything, but I've learned that with myself personally, if I don't look good, I don't feel good. You know, it does not make me feel good. But I've learned, like, okay, if something does not make me feel good, I need to figure out what I need to do so I can feel good. And if you follow me on Instagram, I've been talking to y'all about like my journey with my skin. And my skin was like in a very, very bad like place like for like almost 2 years, and it just cleared up. Like for me to even be getting on Instagram now and YouTube like without having to wear any type of makeup, because it really like was affecting like me consciously. Like it made my like self-esteem a lot lower, and I've never been a person with self-esteem, but my skin was terrible and I hated the way that it looked. So I'm like, I have to do something about this. And with consistency and with patience and with finding something that works for me, I finally was able to like clear up my skin, and I'm so thankful. But I always put something positive out into the air. But going back to doing things that's going to help your upkeep, like maintain it, and that was something for me as far as a physical attribute. Like I'm not happy with my skin, what can I do to fix it? And the same thing with your car. If you're not happy with the color of your car, what you're gonna do? You're gonna paint it. If you're not happy that your radio broke, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna fix it. If your AC is out, and if you're in Texas, oh, you're gonna get that AC fixed, because you're gonna be out here burning while you riding around in the car. It's just some things that you are going to invest in. You are going to put your time, you're going to put your energy and effort into when it comes to these material things. But why not do the same for yourself? Why not give yourself that same generosity, that same care, you know? So I just wanted to say that analogy, that message really like hit me in a way, because it made me think about my car. Like I love my car. My car is like my baby. My car is like, you know, like it's my pride and joy. And I make sure I drive properly when I'm on the road. You know, like knock on wood, you know, I have not been in any serious like accidents or nothing like that. Like thank God. But I pay attention. I'm not just driving for me. I'm driving for other people, because other people can't drive, you know? It's so important to do the same thing. Like, live your life not just for yourself, but for other people. And that may go over a lot of y'all's heads, but at the end of the day, like life is not all just about us. Just us singular as a person. Like, it's just not about us. It's about everyone else around us. How can we help other people around us? How can we make this world a better place? Because if we're not having a helping hand at it, then guess what? One person cannot fix the whole entire world. A group of people cannot fix the whole entire world. So everybody has to have a helping hand in it. But yeah, this can get really deep, and I feel like I want to go further into this, because I really, really love like just the whole idea of maintenance, like maintaining yourself properly as if you would do these material things, the upkeep of these material things. So thank you so much again for joining. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Becoming Brittany J. Also, y'all know I am the queen of fasting, so fasting has really like brought me to this point, to this mindset, to this shift, this transformation in my life. And I consistently fast on a daily basis. And I not only consistently fast for an extended amount of time, but I feel like I can say that I live a fasted life. There's a lot of things that, you know, I choose not to engage in anymore. But yeah, intentional fasting, you know, I did that last year, and it really has changed my life drastically. It has changed my way of thinking. So I decided that I wanted to help everybody else learn how to properly fast, intentional, and the things that you need to do, like in detail. You know, it's more than just fasting away from certain things, but what are the other things that you need to do so you can pour into yourself, so you can pour out into this world, so you can attract the things that are actually meant for you, that God has for you. So I created an ebook. The ebook is going to drop this month on July 31st. And I'm so excited about this because I'm like, this is going to help so many people, you know, like a step-by-step guide to really help people like identify like what it is they need to be fasting from and what they need to be doing to give back to themselves, to give back to this world, to really gain a closer relationship with God. I'm so excited about this, and I feel like God been wanting me to do this for a while, and I've been pushing it off. But the time is here. The time is now. It will be on July 31st. So make sure you are following me on Instagram at Becoming Brittany J, because you'll get updates there, and I'll update y'all here on YouTube too. But the first update will be on Instagram. So until next time, guys, I'm about to go grocery shopping. Peace.